Hi guys! So today we're going to look at some more shelves from my home library. These are the shelves that we looked at last time. So now I just have to turn around and we'll talk about all of these books. So it looks like a lot, but I haven't read most of them. There are just some exceptions, but I will talk about them when we get to them. So yeah, it's going to be hard to show you the whole shelves at one glance because I don't really have space. I can zoom out a bit, so that helps. So yeah, a lot to cover. So on the top are some boxes, but they're empty because I haven't read the books yet. And these are posters that I haven't hung anywhere because I don't have any empty walls left. I had to put shelves in those spaces. So yeah, they're just hanging around on there. Okay, let's start with the small shelves. So we'll start with this right one right here. Okay, so at the bottom, these two small shelves right here are actually red books, and I just organized them by vibes and colors. So yeah, at the bottom we have some more horror-esque books, also thrillers, and one just plain fantasy book for young adults. So Mexican Gothic is a favorite of mine, love that one. To Best the Boys is like, what's it called, Maze Runner, pretty similar, but I still liked it. Bent Heavens, I think, yeah, this was about an alien abduction, and Wilder Girls I only really keep for the awesome cover now. I love the cover, but the content was just okay for me. I expected something else, I think, and it went into a direction I don't really enjoy. But yeah, the concept's still great. The Need, I don't really remember what it's about. Something about plants. I think it's something about an archaeologist who works in some kind of museum and they found something that's interesting, and I think it's also about motherhood. I really don't remember, but yeah, it was good. And then the ending, which I've heard great things, but unfortunately I really didn't like it. Again, great concept, but I saw the plot twist from a mile away, so I was kind of disappointed when it was revealed. Yeah, then we have A House at the Bottom of the Lake. Awesome cover again. But yeah, again, it was something that was okay, but not mind-blowing. I expected something much more creepy than it actually was in the end. But yeah, it was a great concept and I still keep it. Well, parts because it's by Josh Malaman and for the cover. Yeah, the content was great too. Okay, let's move on. We don't have time to talk about every single book here. These are mostly Fairy Loot editions. I've read all of them, as I said. This is Poster Girl. I like the cover too, but I don't know, the spine looked better on the shelf. Same with the other one, the last tale actually, of The Flower Bride. Yeah, I liked the book. Wasn't mind-blowing again, but interesting. And then I have the first two books in the Plated Prisoner series by Raven Kennedy. These are Gild and Glint. I love these editions. I haven't read these exact editions. I've read the books on my Kindle because they are on Kindle Unlimited, I believe. And I just had to have some copies, and Fairy Loot was announcing them at the right time, so I just got those. The third one is still on my TBR, and I'll be reading it soon, hopefully loving it, because many people say the third book's one of the best. And yeah, this is Follow Me to Ground. Beautiful cover again. Content was just okay. I don't really know what it's about. It's about a girl and her father, and they are treating illnesses with some kind of magical earth stuff. Wasn't too mind though. Okay, next up, these are Unread, and these books, all of them in the small shelf, are short books that I just can pick up spontaneously if I want to read something quickly. So yeah, I have the special anniversary edition of The Giver here. I think this also has illustrations, very beautiful. I've never read the series because it's not mandatory reading in Germany, at least not where I was in school, so yeah, never read it. Then I have a short story collection by Veronica Roth, and these are more sci-fi. Jesus Christ, I have too many books in there. Okay, wait. Oh, almost have it. Okay, there we go. I love this cover, and I love short stories, so some future sounds like science fiction to me. Yeah, I'm really excited, and this also has illustrations. But just when the next story starts, there's an illustration. Let me find one. So yeah, really cool. Oh yeah, there are some. Okay, there are more illustrations than I thought. Okay. And yeah, beautiful end papers, beautiful naked hardback. Okay, let's put it in there. Okay, never mind, I'll put it in there later. Yeah, then we have the German editions of The Last Unicorn, and this is not The Last Unicorn. This one's The Last Unicorn. And this is, I don't know, I guess it's a prequel. Maybe it's a sequel and I just put it in the wrong way. Yeah, I've never read those as well, but I've seen the movie multiple times, so yeah, I'm excited to see what it's actually based on. Then we have Poison Study. Sounds like a really interesting book because I love anything about plants, medicine, and it's also historical fiction, I think. And I think it's about someone who has to eat the meals of some royal, maybe a king, I don't know, to see if they're poisoned or not. So yeah, very dangerous job, but sounds intriguing as a book, I think. And then we have, I really don't know, it's some German fantasy book, I guess, about a princess and stuff. And about gods, yeah. I don't know what it's about. I got it as a gift, and I'm going to read it someday. Oh god. What the hell did I think? Putting all of these books in there. Okay, it's fine. Let's move on. Okay, so on these shelves I have again some small books. What Moves the Dead. I just recently found out that it will be having a sequel. Like, what the fuck? It's based on a short story and it's going to have a sequel. That's crazy. Yeah, then just this short novella, The Empress of Salt and Fortune. I basically bought it for the cover, if I'm being honest. Then this fancy edition of The Haunting of Hill House. I finally need to read something by Shirley Jackson to see movie adaptation for one, and just because it's a classic I should know what it's about, I think. Yeah. This one's also by Shirley Jackson. Great cover. If it has a cat on a cover, it's a great book. I'm kidding, but I'm kinda not. I think this is a manga, maybe a manhwa, I don't really know. I think it's a manga. In the category of thriller, I think it's about a detective, yeah, a police I'd say. And stuff happens in some other case. I don't know, serial killer stuff. Let's take a look inside. Also got this as a present. It could be interesting. I don't mind the drawing style. Okay. We didn't see that. Okay, let's put it in there again. This one's... I really don't know, but I have it. And this one sounds kind of like Nevermore. So I hope it's gonna be just as entertaining. Love the cover. So this is about, I think, a hotel that has doors which will take you to other places, dimensions. I really don't know. Sounds great though. Okay, moving up. Paul Tremblay book I still need to read. A children's book about, I think, Faye. Looks like it anyway. Another children's book about, I really don't know, Cloud Girl. Yeah, then we have this one. I don't know the English title, but the cover should be the same. And yeah, sounds a bit like Shape of Water, so it could be interesting. And then we have this one. Again, don't know the English title, but the cover should be the same. Maybe it's just my sister, the serial killer, if it's just the same words, but in English. And then I also have another Veronica Roth book. They're everywhere in here. Yeah, it's, I think, science fiction again. But it looks mythology based. I don't know, it's a short novella, so I don't want to know what it's about. Yeah. Interesting sprayed edges there. Okay. Let's get this in order. Great. And then on top, we have some more unread books. This is also Nerio Corajo. I think it's the same book as the one left on the left, but in English. We have this manga, Witch Head Atelier, and I've heard great things about it again, but I don't know yet what it's about. And then I also have this one right here, which looks really interesting inside, but it looks like it'll take forever to read just one page. But I love these kinds of books, all sorts of annotations, underlined stuff, illustrations. Yeah, looks interesting. I think it's about a zombie apocalypse or something. I haven't played this game, so I really don't know what it's about. I just want to read the book, I don't care for the video game. And then the last book on here is, I think, about a horse race and some fantasy in there. Yeah, I think it's the start of a series as well. And it sounds really interesting. Made of ash and alchemy, like, what the fuck, how? There's also another book that was, oh yeah, it says book 1 on there, but there was also another book that was similar to it. I really don't know by whom it was, but it was about a horse race as well, with, what are they called, selkies? Like the horses from the sea. That was really cool. So I hope this is going to be awesome as well. Okay, we're done with this one. I will just put the books back in there and then we can move on. Okay, so the next shelf is this one right here. I'm not going to grab every single book again. We really don't have time for that. Okay, let's start at the top. So I mostly have random books that don't fit into one genre, because these shelves now are sorted by genre most of the time, and these are just random stuff that didn't fit anywhere else, so mostly some classics, but also some fantasy. I don't know why it's there, but it's there now. And some old books I got from my mom, which you can't really see. It's The Silence of the Lambs and some other stuff by the same author, Thomas Harris. And then these books were behind. I really love these classics editions. They have a really interesting feel to them as well. The material's really bendy, and they always have interesting book spines. Yeah, they just look really pretty. So I started collecting those as well. Then down here they're mostly fantasy books, but the familiar should be in here. They're not in there, but whatever. They look good in there as well, who cares. And they are by Mark Zidanielewski, who wrote House of Leaves. So I've never read anything else by him, so I don't really know if I like his other books, but the series sounds interesting. But I think it's going to be super long, and not every single book has been published yet, so I don't really know when to start it, but I don't really want to buy every single book and then find out that I don't like them. So yeah, I don't know what to do. Then next to it are these two series, Truth Witch, and I don't know what to call the other series in the middle, Blood Air and Red Tigress. But yeah, haven't read them, but they sound interesting. And then I also have some decoration on here for the first time, some candles, and then my amiibo figurines from Animal Crossing, which is a series I just adore. I've started playing the series on my DS. I think that's the first time I've played it. And yeah, ever since then I bought every single video game that came out. And I still love every single one. Okay, let's move down. Some more fantasy books, and some more Animal Crossing figures. Again, let's put them aside just a little to show you the books. So these are two books from the Shadowhunters or Mortal Instruments series. It's so sad that they don't do all of the books in the series in these special editions, but only the first book. Like, why? It doesn't make sense. If I'm buying the whole series, you can get more money if you do the whole series and not just the first book. But, oh well. I've read the first 3 or 4 books in the Mortal Instruments series years ago and never continued on, so I have to reread the whole thing again. But I don't mind it. If I have fancy editions, it's okay. The next to it are the Atlas 6 books. This is the normal edition. And then the second book is the Fairy Loot edition. I don't mind not having the first one because it has much more beautiful end papers, I think, than the special edition. So I don't know what to do about the third book in this series. I don't know, because the dust jackets are more beautiful, but the inside design, interior design, I think is more beautiful in the just plain normal editions. So, not sure. And then next to it is a discovery of witches. Also really pretty books, and I'm excited to read those. Then we have a V. Schwab book next to it. Not heard the best things about the Near Witch, but I'm still excited because most of the time I enjoy every witch book. So yeah, and then this is the guide to the Deborah Harkness books, Discovery of Witches and so on. So I have no idea what's inside. I guess stuff about the world, the setting, the characters, I don't know, it's pretty thick. So I guess there's a lot to read about in there. Okay, moving down. This is shelf with more Animal Crossing figures. Are they ever gonna stop? Who knows? I think these are the last ones though. I don't have them anywhere else. And yeah, more fantasy books I haven't read. The Magicians are behind there. And some more Jeff Vandermeer books, which I'm excited about. And yeah, not much to say about in this one. I'm also excited about this book, Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, because I love vampire stuff. And I think the cover is really, really cute. So I displayed it. And I'm excited also for these books, because I like Asian stuff. And I haven't read too much about it so far. And yeah. Not much else to say. I've read Half-Blood, not Half-Blood, the Half-Blood Camp and the Half-Blood Prince are different books. Half-Bad I've read years ago again and never read the other books in the series because I don't think they were translated back then. So I have the English copies now and they don't fit with the German copy, yay. But that's not too important for me. I have a lot of books that don't match. So I don't really care. As long as I have the book, that's great. Okay, moving down, I have most of my, what's it called? A Game of Thrones or Song of Ice and Fire books. And yeah, I've talked about them in one of my videos. The 3 books on the left are the illustrated editions. And then we have this prequel, I think. I haven't read Fire and Blood. And Fire Cannot Kill the Dragon is, I think, non-fiction about how the series, the TV series, was filmed. Includes some interview stuff and just some explanations and reasons why they did what they did. Then we had a box of tarot cards from the Game of Thrones right here, and then we have Brienne, awesome character, one of my favorites for sure. And then this one, I think these are just postcards from the series, so yeah, just some pretty pictures to look at. And then these 2 books were behind that. The blue ones by George R. R. Martin. This is this other story that's going to have a TV series or movie adaptation. I really don't know right now. And then the white one is written as a tourist guide to Westeros. So it's just going to talk about some sites and characters, I think. Maybe it's entertaining, I don't know. I'll find out if I eventually read it. And yeah, then we have some Pokemon stuff on here as well. Took a while to puzzle it all together, but I think the end result is really cute. So yeah, I love me some Pokemon. Not the biggest fan of Pikachu, if I'm honest. But yeah, he looks cute on this Pokeball. Okay, down here are more fantasy books. Who would have guessed? And yeah, it's a mess down here. Some more George R. R. Martin books. For example, this is the same or similar to this one, but illustrated. I think it's shorter, but I will have to see. Then this one is this map that you can unfold with all of the maps from the books. And this one's also a really big non-fiction-esque book about Westeros. that talks about all of the history stuff, all about the houses and everything. So yeah, and the other books are just some more fantasy, also some horror in there. So yeah, and then below that we have a lot of other books. I think these are mixed genre because I just had to put them somewhere. And yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in there. And there's also a second row. Oh jeez. So yeah, you can quickly take a look. Oh yeah, these other books from the Lady Jane series. But these are the Mary books, not the Jane books. Some historical fiction, Rebecca Gables, more historical fiction behind that. This great book. I love this cover because it shows some of the naked hardcover. Super cool. And yeah, historical fiction stuff. So it's mostly historical fiction down here. Some children's stuff as well. And yeah, I'm really excited to read this one because it's non-fiction. No, not non-fiction, but it's about a real person, about Madame Tussauds, but told in a novel format. So really excited for this one. Love the cover, so I hope I'll like the content as well, so that I can keep it. And now I've created this fucking mess right here. Great. Let's put it all back in there. Oh yeah, Outlander. Heard great things about it. Never read the books, never seen the series. But I want to eventually. Wall of Experiment. There's a great cover. Some German stuff. And now I don't have space for the books. Oh yeah, it fits. Okay. Great. Yeah. I also love this edition of The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I've never read anything by Erin Morgenstern, but I mean, she doesn't have many books out anyway. But yeah, I hope I like this one. I should have read it when I was writing my final thesis, because I think the main character is doing that in the beginning of the book. So that would have been fun, but now it's too late. So, well, whatever. I think I'll enjoy it anyway. Okay, we're done with this one. Finally. So we can take a look at these big shelves now. And yeah, I'll start with the one on the right. That's how they look. These are all, or mostly, no, these are all paperbacks. Some shorter books that I just put there. All of them I have not read. Excited for most of them, especially these two ones. Because this one's based on Babel. And yeah, I really liked Babel when I was researching it in uni for some time. And I mean, I have read The Hunger Games, but not in English, so that's why it's in there. And yeah, some dinosaur books. Dinosaurs are great. Excited to read that. A French edition of, oh my god, Inkheart. It's called Inkheart by Cornelia Funke. Read it in German years ago, but yeah, I'll try to read it in French someday. I need to practice my language skills some more, but yeah, I hope I'll be able to read it eventually. And then we also have some Diana Wynne Jones books that I haven't read yet. So below that are some more fantasy books. These are all fantasy, by the way, every single book, except for somewhere down there. That's where my science fiction books start, but everything else should be fantasy. The books that are hiding behind this print that I got by purchasing a book from Illumicrate The Bear and the Nightingale. I think that's where this print was as well. But I don't have any other place to display it, so I just have to put it in the bookshelf. But I think it looks nice. Sounds like a background to these figures who are from Game of Thrones and from The Witcher, and just a random dragon in the back. So yeah, the books on there are some interesting fantasy series that I'm excited for. For example, The Black Tongue Thief or Red Sister. I'm really excited about those. And then yeah, we also have some books back here. Wait, I'll need to put those somewhere else to show you. So we have some more George R. R. Martin books. These are, I think, short stories. Then we also have these two books that don't match, but they are from the same series, The Wolf and the Spider. Really excited for those. The third book's out already, called The Cuckoo, I think. So yeah, sound interesting. And then behind there we have all of the Earthsea books by Ursula K. Le Guin. This is the illustrated beautiful edition with all of them in there. And then Spice Road, this one, and yeah, all of the Kanan books back there by Amanda Hocking. I've read some of her books in the past and really liked them, so I hope I'll enjoy this series as well. And yeah, now I have to put all the books back there again, yay! Okay, so yeah, I know it's not ideal to put these books where no one really can see them, but yeah, I can't really do anything else at this point. I have to use all of the space that I got, so that's just how they look. I've tried to organize them by color so that it doesn't look like the mess it actually is. But I don't know if it helps. But I'm trying. Okay, so the next one is my Harry Potter book shelf. So yeah, all of the editions. I'm going to have a problem if Minolima publishes all of these books, because I don't have space for 7 books right here, but I'll find a way to put them in there. Then some figures, mostly Harry Potter, and then just a random witch, but I really love her, so I had to put her somewhere as well, and she fits into the setting, I believe. And yeah, these are the English books I read. Haven't read these editions yet, but I plan on doing so. And yeah, some stuff back here. All kinds of characters from the series. And this book that they are standing on is Tales of Beetle the Bard, illustrated by Chris Riddell. So yeah, a very treasured book in my collection. And then below that are some more Harry Potter books. These are the house editions. I tried to collect a good variety of all of them. I have every house represented at least once, but mostly Ravenclaw and Slytherin. And then some Grindelow creatures. And this is all themed as sea underwater stuff. The books not so much, not yet anyway. I hopefully will change that once I've read some of the books and know what they're about. So yeah, these are the unread fantasy books on here. I'm really excited about Assassin's Apprentice. I hope I love them because I got these special editions. And then just some more at the back. So yeah. So we have a Lego ship right here. And then also this mermaid that I only got recently. Love her. And yeah, that's what it looks like. Below that I have more cozy Japanese oriented decoration going on, but yeah, again, the books don't really fit that theme yet. They are just random fantasy books again. So yeah, this is how it looks. And then there are also a lot of books back here again. Some more Lego stuff, a cute little cat that resembles the one I have in real life, so I thought that was fun. And then some more Pokemon. This fucking fellow always falls down and it's driving me nuts. Like, can you see? I barely touched it and it just falls over. God damn it. Just stay, be happy and look out. Okay. And yeah, just some more. To give you a good view of my shelves. And I don't really feel like pulling all of these books out there. But yeah, there are books behind there as well. The next shelf's a mess as well, who would have thought? Some more fantasy books I haven't read. Surprise, surprise. Another special edition from a series I'm excited to read, but well, I don't know when this will happen because all of the books should be published first, or about to be published, and I don't know if this is ever going to happen. Then some more witchy stuff I'm excited about. Looks really cute. And yeah, let's take a look at what's behind. So that's what it looks like without all of the stacks of books. Some of the most beautiful books are hiding in this corner right there. And yeah, I'm excited about all of these books. Or they wouldn't be on my TBR, to be honest. So again, kind of color coordinated, but kind of not. Just trying to make it look more beautiful than it actually is, because it's a fucking mess. So yeah. And then the bottom, some more double stacked books. And just more fantasy I'm excited about. Especially about Master of Sorrows. Beautiful cover, and I've only heard great things about it. Not so much about We Fall Down, but I'm still excited. I don't really care what other people say. I'm going to see for myself if I like it or not. Yeah, and then I have a random book from the Thief series. Return of the something, I don't know. We'll take a look at it in a second. Let's see what's behind again. Yeah, just some more books. Yeah, I do have some books by PC Cast, and I am excited about reading them. Don't come for me. And I did enjoy House of Night. I don't really care what other people say, so if I enjoy it, I enjoy it. Them back there, those kinds of books. Yeah, don't really know what to say about them. What was the Thief one called? Oh, random candle, way. Return of the Thief, oh yeah, well, makes sense. And what else do we have hiding? Oh yeah, I'm really excited about this one. I also just got the sequel in May. But I haven't hauled it yet, so I can't put it in there. But yeah, it's about witches. It has a cat on the cover, and a beautiful cover in general, so I think this is going to be great. And yeah, just some more books back there. These two books about werewolves, I think. I think these are short stories about dragons. And what's behind that one? Oh, more dragons. Yeah, I've never read a Terry Pratchett book, but I own this one, so I could start. Yeah, there's just so many books I have to read. Deciding on what to read next is just not so easy. So I know that's not how it looked before, but you couldn't really see the candle, so now you can. And let's take a look at the last shelf for today. This bookshelf tour is taking forever, I know, I'm sorry, but I want to spend some time to talk about some of the books as well, not only showing them. I could show them like this and be done, but yeah. That's just not what I want to achieve with these tools. And yeah. So all of these are favorites or fantasy books. Then my Alice in Wonderland shelf. Some more random books that didn't fit anywhere else. And then we start with some sci-fi books. And more sci-fi books. And some more random books. Let's start with the one on the top. I've read all of these. So first off, some smut, because I occasionally like to read those as well. Pestilence and Her Soul to Take. I really recommend those ones. They were great. The sequels of these series not so much, that's why I don't own them. But these two were great. And Blanca y Roja was a good book. Not my favorite, but still pretty good. So I'm keeping it. Then the Nevermore series, I couldn't decide on which edition to get. So now I have both of them and they look, well, interesting to say the least. Yeah, I mean, some people would probably go nuts because they are not the same size, not the same cover, but I don't really care. Then these books are German books. I think they were never translated, and these are my very first books that I got as review copies from the author himself, so I'll always keep them just for this nostalgic feeling. Club When You Land, great book. And then we have the third book in the Tea Dragon Society, because it never got the paperback edition that my other two books have, so they don't really fit together, and I just decided to put the one in here and hope for the paperback edition. And then we have my Anne of Green Gables books. These are not all of them. Again, some of them were in the first part of the bookshelf tour, but yeah, I wanted to display them in this way and they wouldn't fit in the other shelves. So this is the Spanish edition. Love it. I think the cover is amazing. I don't speak Spanish, I can't read Spanish, I don't understand a lot, maybe 2 to 3 words, but I just had to have it for the cover. And then these are the editions I actually read. I really love them. They make a nice landscape. I'm just missing the fourth book right here, but I don't think I'm ever going to buy it because the fourth book is just, it's not good, to say it in a more polite way. The rest is amazing, every single one is great. And then yeah, we also have this duology on here, which was yeah, fun. It's very YA, but the concept was great. And I did enjoy them when I read them, so I'll keep them. Then down below I have more George R. R. Martin books. Yeah. The one on the left is a fantasy book that he wrote together with Lisa Tuttle. And it was about people who could have some mechanical wings and fly in the sky, and I don't really remember a lot. And then the other 3 books are short stories and some non-fiction parts by George R. R. Martin. I really recommend them. They are really, really cool. I think they're called Dreams or something in English. Maybe even Dream Songs, I don't remember. because I've read them in German. But yeah, I love these. There are some horror short stories, but also a lot fantasy, sci-fi stuff. So yeah, really cool collection. And I also have a candle right here, and this little literature dragon. Love that one. So cute. And yeah, then we have my School for Good and Evil books. The ones that I read are the German editions that actually are from my mother, and I just borrowed them, so I don't have them on my shelves. Then just a random book that fit in there by Alex E. Harrow. Didn't really like the book, but it's so beautiful. I can't get rid of it. I can't. It's so pretty. But yeah, it was just not something I enjoy. But it doesn't take up too much space, so I guess I'll keep it for now. Then I have all my Lieberdugo books on here. Again, I've read most of these books in German, and they are my mother's books, so again, they're not here. But yeah, I do own these ones. And yeah, I'm sad that these books aren't continued either, just like the Mortal Instruments books. It's always just the first book, or okay, this duology got both books, great, but I mean, where are all the others? I would buy all of them. And then my Philip Pullman collection with Lyra as a Funko Pop right here. Super detailed. Love her. So yeah, read all of these books as well. I really love the series, Dark Materials. Great trilogy. Again, I have some copies that don't match at all. Like this is the first book in the series, and that's the third one. That's how it looks. I just love both covers, so I had to have both of them in some way. And then we also have the series that takes place after his Dark Materials. I hope the third book is coming out like soon, because it ends in a fucking cliffhanger and I need to know what happens next. Philip Pullman, please, can you come out with the third one now? I'm waiting for so long now. But yeah, and then we also have the Mortal Instruments again. But this special edition I think is going to be continued. Hopefully they will do all of the books, because this looks stunning. And yeah, I just have it here for now. Not sure what to do when they all come out, because I don't have space on these shelves, but that's a problem for future me. Okay, let's move down. So these are most of my Alice in Wonderland books. Not all of them, because I don't have a lot of space on these shelves, and yeah, some of them are just somewhere else again. So yeah, it's mostly the same story, but illustrated by someone else, so that it has a unique character. And yeah, I love most of these editions. These are short stories by the same person? I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't know. No, it's by different people. Okay. And yeah, it's just based on one character, for example, the White Rabbit, as on the cover, and then it's just stories that don't really have much to do with the books themselves, so they take place after that, or before that, or I don't know, in between. It's not really a retelling, it just takes the characters and tells their own stories. And then we have some tarot cards again, a plushie that resembles in some way the White Rabbit, a candle right here, then the brown book thingy is a puzzle, and you puzzle this right here, this picture. And then I also have some books back there. So this one on top, I thought it was funny because it looks like she's holding the other bookshelf. So yeah, it's just a tiny book with the whole story in it in a shortened way. And then I have my Alice in Wonderland, Alice in Zombieland series back there, which is loosely based on Alice in Wonderland. It's just in the real world, and there are zombies and just some references to Alice in Wonderland, but not really a retelling in any way. And then behind the tarot cards you can also see some more books. This is the start of this Dark Wonderland series. I hope it's called like the same in English. I can try to pull it out to show you because the cover is the same. This is the series, first book at least. And yeah, same with the Zombieland stuff. It takes place in the real world and it twists the story of Alice in Wonderland in its own way. But I think it's more of a retelling than the Zombieland stuff, because you see some of the well-known characters and tropes, and also this parallel world stuff that happens. So yeah, I really like this series. It's a shame that I have to hide it behind all of the others, but yeah, it's just how life is. I don't have much space and I have to hide some books. So these books right here are by Benjamin Lacombe, an illustrator I really like. I buy everything he illustrates basically. And yeah, I think these are at least one of the most beautiful editions, if not even the most beautiful editions I have of Alice in Wonderland. Then I have the graphic novel. That's much more sinister than the real story, and it's about the adult Alice who, I mean, she's addicted to drugs and she ends up in a mental institution, let's put it that way. And yeah, it's really dark. It's just some more editions of the original story but illustrated. And yeah, the Chris Riddell ones are really pretty as well, but just not as pretty as the Lacombe ones, I think. And then I also have this one right here by Benjamin Lacombe, but this one is like a book that you fold out in the way that it makes a circle, the whole pages, and it tells the whole story again in this unique way. So definitely one of my favorites as well. But I mean, it's by Benjamin Lacombe, of course it is. Okay, moving down, some more red books and some more Harry Potter decoration stuff with the Cornish Pixie. Love them. And yeah, Hortensia here as well. Mandrake, well-known creature as well, Dragon with his egg, which is not based on Harry Potter, but I just thought it fits very well because there's a little human in there. It's from one of these surprise boxes where you don't know what you'll get, and it's based on dragons. So yeah, I mean, it fits in that way. And yeah, then the Lego books that have classrooms in them that you can build if you open the book, and some of the characters are put outside. Some of them are lying down in the middle because I don't have space. And yeah, that's, I think, Miss Sprout or Trelawney, I don't know, she just calls all the time. And yeah, the books in the shelf, let's get to the books. Red books, I think they're mostly science fiction that I've read. So we have some Nadia Okorafor, this Lauren Oliver book, which is really cool because you can read it from both sides. Like, you can start here, but you can also start here, and the stories meet in the middle. I just love this concept, and I wish more books would do this because it's really cool. Then we have The Martian back there. More medical colorful books. Iceberg Barbarians, of course, I had to have it. Left Hand of Darkness, which I read in uni. Then we also have a Matt Haig book, How to Stop Time. Didn't really love it, but it was interesting enough with the, well, not time travel stuff, but he lives since the 1700s, I believe, and you get to know some of the historical stuff. So that was interesting. And like that one, This Is How You Lose the Time War, was an all-time favorite. And then we have the sequel to The Handmaid's Tale, The Testaments. Not as good as the first book in the series, but still interesting. Then we have some more Josh Malerman. This is the sequel to Bird Box. And yeah, again, not as good as the first one, but still interesting enough to keep it. Ready Player One. I still have to read the sequel. It's probably not going to be as good as the first book again, because I've not heard the best things. Then Edda is the third book in a series that was never translated in German, and I had to read the third one in English. And yeah, the other books are in my mother's shelves again. Then the rest of these books are not science fiction, but seafaring stuff, underwater, mermaid, whatever goes with water. And just have to be careful with this one. Please don't fall. Great. So yeah, this is one series. Again, they don't match, look funny, because they are not from the same publisher. And yeah, but I liked it. It's about mermaids. It's very much YA. But if you enjoy it and you just want to be entertained for a while, this is a great series. Then the C.L. Wilson books. I have no idea what they're called in English. But these are about princesses, like sisters. And they... oh god. They are married to guys that resemble the seasons. So the first girl was married to Winter King. Oh god, I'm describing it really bad, I'm sorry. And then in the second book in the series, it was the summer guy. Like, he was on a tropical island stuff, and I think he was some kind of mer person, not a merman, but... or was he? I don't remember. I really need to reread the series. But the problem is that the author never continued on with the series. So I don't really want to reread the series if I'm not going to be able to continue on with the other books. Because there are still some sisters left who are not married yet. Yeah, I'm just going to have to wait patiently again. Then we have a random George R. Martin book. This is the short story with the girl who finds this ice dragon. Yeah, very cute story, but not really a favorite. But I just have to keep it for my George R. Martin collection. And then these two books are survival books. And this one is about, I think, a son and father who travel on a boat together. Yeah, it's a great cover. It was really emotional. And this one is about sisters who need to survive in the woods. So yeah, I'm always enjoying some survival stuff. They're both middle grade books as well. And then the last one is Nimona, a graphic novel. I can't remember a single thing about them, I'm afraid. But it was great. I think it was very Dungeons and Dragons-y. But yeah, I really don't remember. Oh no. There was the dragon. And yeah, I know Illumicrate is doing a special edition, but I don't really need a special edition because it's not an all-time favorite. So down here are science fiction books that I have not read, and the decorations, again, some Pokemon, some candles, and some science fiction figures. Yeah, we have some Nelly Okorafor. I hope this one is the series that I finally give 5 stars to Nelly Okorafor, because it hasn't happened. I've read so many books by her, but never gave one of them 5 stars, so yeah. I hope this one is it. Then I have some Jeff Vandermeer stuff that I'm excited about. Some short story collections by Chinese authors. Then some more classics that are in the same edition as Left Hand of Darkness. I really like these covers, so I bought most of these editions. Some more Jeff Vandermeer. Yeah, something by Kristen Cast. I don't know what this is about, but the covers look really cool. So yeah, that's all I know. Then some Dune books. The first one is at another place, but I have the same edition. These are so pretty. Like, this is so cool. Yeah, I've never read the series, so I don't know if I like it, but I'm hopeful. I think I will. And then we have this beautiful book, The Mountain in the Sea, and I only bought it because it's fucking beautiful. I love octopi. I don't know what's the plural. And this one's, I think, blurbed by Jeff Vandermeer, right? And that's another reason why I got it. Because I do like me some Jeff Vandermeer, and if this is any similar to it, I think I'm gonna like it. And then we also have some more pink books. Leviathan Wakes is also a book that I'm excited about because it's like Agatha Christie but in space. Like, that sounds really interesting, although I'm not a huge crime novel fan, but if there's some space stuff in there, I think this could be interesting. George R. Martin blurb did even okay. Sounds even more interesting now. Yeah, then we have some Blake Crouch. Never read anything by Blake Crouch, but I think he's an author for me. Like, the things I've heard were really interesting. Then these are... no, these are not short stories, I don't know. It's just a science fiction book, I really don't know. And this one I only bought because of the cover again. I mean, it sounded intriguing as well, but I had to have it for the cover. And then we have some Adrian Tchaikovsky books right here. I don't know if these are parts of the same series or anything, so I just put them like that. And then we have some Hanya Yanagihara, which sounds interesting. It's also historical fiction, like it tells the story from, I don't know, 3 perspectives or something. But one of them is in the future, so I just put it in here because the fantasy shelves are already so full. Yeah, it's an alternate version, so that's science fiction-y enough for me. Yeah, let's not make a mess. Over here, put everything where it belongs. Yay! And then down here we have more science fiction books I haven't read. And more cute sea creatures, which I love. So we have all of these. These are short stories again. And then Mickey 7, which I'm excited about. I think this is an AI, which is the 7th version. And they have to survive in space. Like, they have some kind of task to do, but the other ones, the 6 the 6 ones before him, they, I guess, died or broke. I don't really know. And that's just his story right now. So could be interesting. How We Go in the Dark, the same. Not really sure what it's about, but I'm excited. Heard interesting things. Then I have also Obsidio here. I have not read Illumine or Gemina, and my mom owns them in German, and this is the English edition of the third one, because we had to wait an eternity for the third one to be published in German. So she bought it in English because she couldn't wait. And now I own it, and she has her German copy. And then these books, Victories... What? I can't read. Victories Greater Than Death. Look really cool as well. Not sure what they're about. They were a gift. Then we have one more classic, Jules Verne. Haven't read anything by him, but I think they could be really interesting. I've seen some movie adaptations for sure, but never read a book by him. And then H.G. Wells, the same. Never read anything by this classic author, but yeah, I hope to change it in the future. And here are some other books. Some of them are German. The Aldous Huxley book is Brave New World. Have never read this and really need to. And yeah, some Asian short stories which I'm excited about, and Dead Silence and Contagion sound interesting as well. I think they are both like something that takes place on a spaceship, and then an alien or a virus just create chaos and panic, and yeah, I'm here for that. So I hope they're going to be great. And then on the right we have some more books stacked. Some Margaret Atwood books, which I'm excited about because Handmaid's Tale and Elias Grace, I think, are the only ones I've read so far. And yeah, I'm excited to read some more by her. And yep, just some other books that I don't know much about. The one beneath Margaret Atwood, like this one, by Pierre Bourdache. I don't know if he's French. Sounds really interesting too, because it's about a big sphere that just pops up in the middle of a city, and I think children are lured to it and something happens. I think that sounds really cool and original. And then behind that are just some more science fiction books. Yeah, the 100 is, I think, not a really good book. I think it's worse than the TV series. But yeah, I'll see. Maybe it's not as bad as I think it will be. I think it's very YA, very annoying characters and stuff, so I don't know. The TV series was interesting, so I wanted to check out the book and just see if I like it or not. And then at the bottom again, just some random books. I've read all of them except for Empire of the Vampire. I just put it in here because I have 2 copies. This one is the normal one without the dust jacket, which I just can't get rid of, because this copy is signed, if I'm not mistaken, but I can't find it. If it's not signed, I'm the dumbest bitch ever. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, that's why I can't get rid of it, because it's signed. And the other one I have is the illustrated version. I wish the illustrated version was signed as well, so that I could get rid of this one. But whatever, it is what it is. Then next to it is Throne of Glass. I hated these first 2 books, which is quite an unpopular opinion, I'm aware of that, but I can't change what I think about books. So that's just how it is. I did not like these 2 books. I do own book 3 and 4 in the series, and I will check them out someday and hope that they will get better. because I've heard they will with each book, but yeah, I don't know. And I even have a special edition. Like, they need to get better so that I can keep those editions. Yeah, then we have Grady Hendrix books, Horror Store. I really liked it. It's not mind-blowing or anything, but it was really entertaining and a very cool idea to make it look like an IKEA catalog. Then there are some German books, Element High. These are similar to Harry Potter, about a school where you can learn element-based magic. And there's also some science fiction in there, some really cool magical creatures, and some really cool time travel ideas even. So it's sad that they never got translated because I think they're really cool. Then there's Shadow Sand. Don't remember much about that either, but I think I liked it. And then the one by Gillian Hoffman is a thriller about an attorney or lawyer, wherever you come from. So that was an interesting perspective that I've never read before from. And then Dinosaurs on Other Planets sounds like a really cool book, has a really cool cover, and it's a short story collection. But unfortunately, I hated most of the stories. I only liked the first one, and then the rest was just average or even below average, so I'm just keeping it for the first story, really. Then the next one, with the cat on the cover, is also a German book, which was never translated, I believe. And yeah, it was just cute. I think I liked it mostly because of the cat that was in there. And yeah, I might have to reread it to see if I really need it on my shelves or not. The next one was also a story I don't remember much about, but it was something with bees or wasps. I don't know. I think bees. But bees are not. No, it's wasps. Yeah, they are much more scary. I think it's a YA horror story. Don't remember much, as I've said. Then this book is one of the most beautiful books I own as well. Really love this cover. And it's a modern Pride and Prejudice retelling, I think within the black community. And yeah, it was cute. Again, not mind-blowing or anything, but I've never read anything like it, so it can still be in my collection for now. Then the next book is Elantris by Brandon Sanderson, which I love. It's the best Brandon Sanderson book I've read so far, but I haven't read many. I've only read Elantris and the first Mistborn books, and that's it. But yeah, I really like Elantris much more than the Mistborn books. Quite an unpopular opinion again, but it is what it is. Kids of Appetite is one of the first books I've read in English, and I don't remember much, if I'm being honest. But the cover's great, and I really liked it, and it was from different perspectives. It's written interesting. I think there's some mixed media in it. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's just nostalgia that comes to my mind when I see this, so I'm keeping it for that reason. Then I have V. Schwab book. This is the first V. Schwab book I've ever read, and I mean, I liked it. It's cute and all, but I wasn't expecting a middle grade book. I thought it was at least YA, but it's very middle grade-y and about ghosts. And I don't really like ghost stories, but this one was alright. There's not a lot of plot in there, which is a shame, but yeah, I still remember some stuff, so that's a good sign. And then the next book by Paul Lynch, Red Sky and Morning. I think it's like a thriller. The guy who has to run from someone, and yeah, I don't know. I've read it years ago, and I don't think I've understood everything, because again, it's one of the first English books I've ever read, when I was, I don't know, maybe 18. So yeah, my English skills were average, and this is a adult book for sure. But yeah, I bought it in London when I was there with my dad, and yeah, it just has some memories attached to it, so I can't get rid of it. And I also want to read other books by Paul Lynch. And then these are just a random stack of books that look pretty together. So the first one is by Alice Munro. These are short stories, and I don't remember a single story, but I recall liking the short story collection, even though there are some stories that were a little bit boring to me. And then we have some more, well, I don't know if it's extreme horror, but it's horror for sure, by Richard Lehman. And this one was about cannibalism, I believe. So yeah, interesting topic. And yeah, then interestingly enough, a non-fiction book about English history. I read it for uni, but yeah, it was interesting. It's told in a way that's entertaining enough, and you don't feel like you have to read a real boring non-fiction book about English history. So this is taking some interesting tales from English history and talks about them and what they have to do with like society and history and stuff. So yeah, that was really cool. I could see myself rereading it even. Then below that we have The Hate You Give, and I don't think I would have ever picked it up if it weren't for uni. I had to read it for a project. I had to do a presentation on it with a group, so that's why I read it, and I was surprised by how good it was, because I typically don't like contemporary stories, but this one was really good, and the movie adaptation is good as well. So yeah, I'm glad I have it now. Then below that is You by Caroline Kepnes. I've read the whole series, but I think the other books are in my mom's shelves again, because I don't know why. That's just how it is. The first book is here and the others are not here. I don't really know. I'm also missing some of these books. I can't find them anywhere because I have all of them, but I can only find these two. I don't know where the others are. I really don't. Sometimes books just randomly disappear in here, I guess. I don't know. But they're somewhere. Yeah. So You by Caroline Kepnes was really interesting when it came out. Like, reading something from the perspective of a stalker written in second person is just something that was really unique when it came out. So yeah. And the TV adaptation that's on Netflix is also really good, I think. Then below that are some horror short stories. Again, not the best because they are very YA, and I don't remember a single one right now. But I guess there were some good stories, so I wouldn't keep them. The book spine's really beautiful as well, so maybe I kept it for those reasons, I don't know. It is possible. And yeah, below that, Bunny by Mona Awad. Trigger warning, this is going to be an unpopular opinion right now. I do not like this book. I only keep it for the cover again, because it's just so bright and interesting and original. Yeah, I really don't know why I keep books if I don't like them, but I just can't get rid of them if I like the cover. I can't. Yeah, below that is then, I don't know, I guess it's called The Bees by Lillian Paul, and this is also about climate change, just like the one we talked about here, The Ice by Lillian Paul. And yeah, I really like this one because it's from, like, it's told from different times. starts like historical fiction, I think in the 1800s, then goes on to a more contemporary time, and then there's also some science fiction stuff in the future, and it just talks about what happens when we don't have enough bees in the world. And I think this is my favorite book by the author so far. So then below that, a Holly Black book. Again, I am just keeping it for the cover, if I'm being honest, because the content is just not something I typically gravitate towards, because it's about fae and YA romance stuff with some annoying characters, and I typically don't like it. So it's just here for the cover, really. I do like the Spiderwick books by Holly Black. These are great, but everything else that I've read so far is just not something I really love. So yeah, we're done with these shelves, finally. I hope this video is not going to be too long, but I have a feeling that it will be much longer than the first part. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video, where I will talk about even more shelves. Because we're not done. Oh no, I have a lot of books still waiting to be filmed. So yeah, have a good day and happy reading. Bye!